Hello everyone and welcome to behind the scenes video for my Division fan cinematic. I don't have all that much time to talk with you today, so I just kind of prepared a document, opened some links, and I'll be going through this just in one go. There won't be a lot of editing involved with this video, so we'll pretty much go straight onto YouTube. If you have some questions or I'm a little bit vague or unclear about something, just leave a comment, send an email. I usually get around to answering all of those. If I don't, then something weird happens and you can send me a reminder. Just not too many. And give me a day or something like that, a week. Okay, so how did this start out? Well, I'm working on my own game and I have 2 years of experience working with blueprints right now and it started from nothing. So I learned a ton, but I haven't really touched environment design and level design. And I thought I want to do something and make a cool environment and just learn about the engine, learn a couple of new things that I can use. And then I saw a new trailer for The Division, which got me really excited. It's this trailer, the E3 2015 trailer. It's pretty cool. It had a cool soundtrack. It was very action-packed. And I thought, yeah, why not? Why not make something for The Division? Then I started actually thinking about it, and oh damn, having an action-packed trailer for Division. This is a project that so many people work on, so many talented people work on, and I don't have that much time. So how am I gonna do this? Then I saw this cinematic. It's a blur cinematic, but it had a very dark tone to it. It's very similar to the pretty much all of the latest Division promotional material. It has a very dark tone to it, and I thought, okay, I can do something like that as well. And if I use the audio from the 2013, I just had it open. If I use the audio from the 2014 Division cinematic, that will save me a lot of time, and I'm not looking into expanding on my audio editing and skills like that. So let's use that audio. It will put people in the right, um, give people the right tone as well, and let's roll with that. Then I thought, the Division takes place in New York, and I'm not a great artist. So how am I gonna do this? How am I going to use the environment, and how am I gonna get assets that are needed for such an environment without having to create them all? Luckily, there is the Epic Games Launcher Learn tab, so I took some assets from the platformer game, which are pretty low quality. It's a mobile side scroller, so yeah, what you're gonna expect. Showdown VR demo, and I had a very cool pack from Polypixel that I bought when it came out, the post-apocalyptic world. It has some great buildings, very usable, and a lot of grass as well, which I wasn't able to use because Division, it's mostly snowy. There's some foliage around, but not as much as in the images here, but still the buildings, very usable. And I thought, okay, maybe this is a thing that I can do. Um, then I set up my limitations. I'm gonna do one street. And later on I decided I'm not gonna do animations, so time is going to be frozen, which in itself is a challenge, but it's a smaller challenge than animating multiple scenes or setting all that stuff up. So frozen time. Um, and I'm not gonna care about folder structure, which maybe I should have done, but I didn't. So I just started importing content and all sorts of things into the project. And as you can see, it's a big mess, and this is not how I usually work. So this became very frustrating early on. It's not something I'd do again. I'm usually a very tidy. I think I don't know. Neat. I don't know. I usually just have a few folders and I know what's in all of those folders. I know where to find everything, and now it just became a bit of a mess. That's why I set up some display platforms. That's what I call them. I don't know what else to kind of display the assets that I'm using. Oh god, I have the screen shake. I apologize for that. That happens sometimes. So I set up all the assets, the small props, I put those together. I made an island with effects. These I imported later, that's why they're on a separate platform. More effects, cars, which I got from random websites online. The polypixel pack, the buildings. God, the shaking's going crazy. I'll go with unlit, it's not there. It has something to do with the matinee, I'm not completely sure. So yeah, the content folder was a huge mess, but whatever, we'll roll with that. And then I started um, just putting things together. And I had a very clear vision from the start. That's when let me just see if I can find a very early on example. Here we go. Yeah, so this is very early on. The cinematic, as you know it now. I had already placed the buildings at this point, so they're already 2 days of work. And I'd set up, I had one character in default animation, I just placed that all around the map. Just to, because I know what I would put there. This may look very weird to you, it looked very weird to my fiance as well. She was like, are you gonna replace those? Yeah, yes I will. You can see that time of day is still going on. This is really, really early on. And if you skip to the end, there are 4 comparison videos where I compare this video to a bit later on in the project, even later on than the end result, which is funny to see because you'll see how it progressed through time. Yeah, so I had that going on, and I was a bit skeptical on how people would perceive this, so I created a screenshot of the character I was working on and I shared it on the Division subreddit. And the reply was very positive. So I said, okay, so they'd like to see this, at least some people would like to, so let's get to work. Then, because I decided that time needed to be frozen, I couldn't have anything moving. I had to remove all the wind effects from the trees. There are fire effects. This is where it got really tricky. I had a decent flamethrower effect, which I liked, but when I would put the time dilation to 0, it would just disappear. And I could not put the time dilation of the entire project to 0 because then the matinee wouldn't play. Because if you set the speed of time, you put it to 0 or something, a number close to 0, and play a camera, then it would take forever to play. And even if you waited until the whole thing played out, then still the environment would also be animated because you just slow down everything. Then I found out that you could set up custom time dilations for effects themselves. Set time dilation here. So everything I used, I just hooked up to the set custom time dilation, and after a few seconds, 5 to 15 seconds, all of these would be frozen. So I'd let the particle effect play for a few seconds and then I'd freeze them to get the best results. Now there was the flame. I wanted flamethrowers in there. I mean, the cleaners in the Division they look so awesome, and I knew that I definitely wanted them in there. But how am I gonna show that? I thought about setting up sprites, and even though it's very clear what I did, I think the end result is still pretty cool. I mean, if you look like this, looks alright. I think it looks cool enough. So I set it up like that, and that was my fix for that. Yeah, then I got a bit, I think everyone runs into that point in this project where it's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Can't I just restart, or can't I just leave this behind and not do it anymore? And at this point, I was very uncertain if I'd be able to finish it, and that's why I decided, let's try and recreate a screenshot to see if I can get the tone, the feeling right. Am I capable of getting across the fact that this is a tribute for the Division? So I saw this screenshot and I thought, okay, it's one alley, it's 2 guys walking. I should be able to do this, and I created this. Now, excuse me. Of course, there's a big difference in quality, but I mean, this was thrown together in one evening just to kind of prove to myself that it's doable. And I'm fairly happy with this result. And the feedback that I got was also very positive, and that definitely motivated me again to go back to work. And I got some great feedback on the Unreal Engine Facebook group page. There's a Facebook group page. It's pretty cool. Very nice people. Very talented. And yeah, so that rekindled my enthusiasm. Then I started working on finishing touches, just placing the random crap, placing cars, stuff like that. I get to play the beta, and you'll see some screenshots that I took just to kind of use in my own video as well. Especially this street really had some resemblance to cinematic I was doing, so I took a lot of screenshots in this street. It's the way they set up certain things, and yeah, it's definitely helped me out in the end. So if you're doing something like this, try to find reference material. There's always good reference material. Just Google search images that you're thinking of making, because if you have reference material, and this is done in the professional industry as well. I mean, just recently you had that Uncharted 4 trailer released with a Assassin's Creed Black Flag concept art in the video, and I'm pretty sure they just used that as inspiration, which is fine. I mean, you just have to change it enough to make it your own, which isn't completely due, but hey. So yeah, after I did all of that and added some fog and changed the post-processing a bit, I wanted to render it. And to render it, there's a really nice option inside Matinee that says movie, and you're just able to render a PNG image sequence, and you can do that at your custom resolution. I did it in 4K because I had some issues with 6K. My computer is capable of doing it. I just got too frustrated because it took too long, and I had to do a lot of things myself, because the cinematic is set up in different segments. So I have to also record different segments, and one tiny mistake meant that I had to redo all of it again. And I did not want to spend 4 days rendering, so I decided to, okay, let's do 4K. I also have some low res cars in there, so it shouldn't matter that much. And that's why I went with the 4K instead of 6. But you're able to get select a custom resolution, custom frame rate, and then just render it out, and then make a video out of it in video editing software. So I did that, and that's when it was ready to be released. And now we're here. I'm just gonna quickly look at my documents. Spoke about pre-production. Now looked at those videos. And, dark tone, yeah. Yeah, I did some dumb things. You always do dumb things and come up with ways in which it's just 100 times better to do it next time. But hey, it's called learning, right? Yeah, I think that's it. I'll skip to the comparison videos, which you'll be able to see. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, really don't hesitate to ask. Just send me an email or leave a comment, and I'll try to get to them, try to answer it. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I hope this was in any way useful. If you're doing something like this, keep going. Just keep going. Don't release too soon. And yeah, try to listen to feedback. Not every person giving feedback is a hater. Sometimes people just want to help you. Alright, thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you around.
Love destroy itself, to see it fall apart. Disaster always feels so distant, detached. Someone else's struggle in some faraway place. It's not until it's in our city, at our doors, that we realize how fragile we are. All of us. All of this.
No, baby, Steven. I'm here. Mommy's ready.
Please,
I love you, Marcus.
Sarah.
And when it hit, when it came down hard,
Give me my family back.
and we fell.
Fucking lies.
We buried ourselves in anger, fear, in the instinct to survive.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm just not strong enough.
And the real truth is, no one watched, no one saw, wanted to see. Tragedy is invisible. People turn away from it and run from it if they can. And it's hard knowing that you belong here, that your purpose lies amongst all this pain. But someone's gotta be there to pick it up, to push back, put the first piece back together, put us all